know if my internet's just dying on me or what, but here we go. Stellumz will be spawning up here in the north corner as the Teal Terran, and we will, of course, have LunatonePKM as the red Protoss. Now, we are in Jungle Basin, so, I don't know. I know that there's been a lot of talk about them redoing it and releasing it on the ladder. It's going to be interesting how they choose to change it, because the overwhelming, the powerful spot in this map is the middle ground. This island, you've got 2 expansions on it. You've got a lot of ramps, so there's a lot of access to it. But this high ground really plays a huge role in where you can engage and how those engagements go. Now, with Terran on the field, we're of course going to be seeing siege tanks. If we don't see siege tanks here, I'm going to be very surprised. The only way I'm really thinking that we're not going to be seeing siege tanks is if we have some sort of early marine pressure. Lots of marine bio drop, something like that, because the threat of Colossus is so great in this that the tanks would help mitigate any sort of heavy Colossus pressure. Of course, the Colossus are still going to be -4 on the range scale when it comes up to going up against tanks, but they do have the high height advantage, so they can see what exactly is going on in this high ground, and that will allow some sort of stalker. You can see some blink stalker tank sniping, something of that nature, but tanks, I think, really going to play a huge part in this matchup if we do see it kind of go out there to the macro side. So right now, we do actually have Lunatone. We'll be poking around with his probe right here.
Yeah, sometimes in PvP,
he wants to know what's going on.
They used to not use tanks against Protoss.
To get the idea of what's going on, what your enemy is doing, because when it comes to the guessing game, you don't want to play that game in StarCraft 2, because you're going to come up on the losing end. You're just going to be like playing blind rock, paper, scissors. Whereas if your opponent scouts you out, he knows, all right, well, there's only 1 gas down right now. We know there's not going to be any super early shenanigans, or there's no proxy barracks or anything like that at this time. Now, of course, that can change, but Lunatone keeping an eye on his enemy, so this is really good stuff. You want to be doing that. Meanwhile, though, Stellumz doing the same thing. His scouting was a little bit later, as if we take a look and see what exactly is going on. Help. So Lunatone will be losing that probe right there. The SCV will be returning back to its mining, and the Marine will be able to post duty up on this ramp. Now, anyway, Stellumz knows what is going on in Lunatone's base, and likewise, Lunatone is aware of what Stellumz has been up to up until the recent death of his probe. So we do have the second rat coming down. We do have a tech lab coming down. We're already finished up for Stellumz, so we could be seeing. Actually, we're going to be seeing Reapers coming out, which is going to be interesting because we're going to see Reapers in conjunction with the concussive shells. But of course, Reapers don't use concussive shells; it's the Marauders. So, going to be seeing some rack bio play here from Stellumz, most likely. Now, these Marauders, which will be coming out here shortly, if my guessing is anywhere close to being correct. We're going to see the Marauders, and these Marauders are going to be very difficult for Lunatone to deal with if he chooses to go 4-gate. Now, you can overwhelm the 3-rack with a 4-gate timing in an appropriate manner if you sit there at anywhere in between the 5 minute 30 second to 6 minute mark is when you can really see that early pressure coming from the 4-gate. It would be very difficult to deal with, but Lunatone would be more apt at dealing with this if he was able to bring down a robotics facility. A robo bay. So, there we go. Actually, the Reaper getting caught out in the open. So, not sure if Lunatone was actually aware of that. Now, of course, he is aware of it there. The Reaper catching the glance with that Zelnaga tower. Meanwhile, though, Stellumz actually going to be expanding here as he throws down a command center and a supply depot. This supply depot, of course, is going to be a great tool to allow him to keep an eye on these destructible rocks. Meanwhile, though, we will actually have our buddy Lunatone is going to be marching up this ramp. Of course, there is a Marauder there, and it's going to get the concussive shells on it. Now, there are 2 Stalkers, 2 Marines, and the Marauder up here. Second Marauder will be moving up here. So Lunatone is going to be forced to deal with this, and Lunatone's not going to be able to win this if we see the correct focus fire here, as one Marauder is starting to run back with the pressure from the Zealot. Now, we do have a Marine coming out here. We actually have SCVs coming out as well to act as fodder. Of course, this Zealot's life is going to be owned right there. Only 4 HP left on this Marauder, so this Marauder definitely heroing it up. Meanwhile, though, this Marine getting caught out in the open with these dual Stalkers. This one Marauder definitely needs to stay away, so we're going to have some early pressure here on Stellumz, but it's not really going to be enough. It wasn't in conjunction with any sort of advanced pylon placement, which we see right there now. So we could see the maintaining of some sort of pressure here, but actually the Reaper is in the way, going to be denying that pylon.
Because whenever you talk, I hear the caster super loud.
So the Reaper will be jumping down here. We'll be seeing this expansion, and Stellumz now going to know what exactly Lunatone's going to be up to. Now Lunatone is still going to be dangerous in the sense he can be marching up here with those stalkers, but it's not going to be enough here with the bunker. We could see some pressure coming from the back door as well on Stellumz. The bunker, there is no bunker back here, but there are a lot of Marauders, and this Marauder is on the outside. Yeah, there we go. Put that wounded Marauder back there.
What?
So the Marauders, one healthy Marauder, one weak Marauder, they're going to be very keen on killing these Stalkers, but
yeah, Derek, every time you talk, I hear like everything.
Lunatone
it's like
right
an
now.
echo.
Lunatone does look like he wants to put some pressure, though we do have a Ghost facility down and a Ghost already out. We don't have the Mobius reactor coming out just quite yet. A little too early for that. So waiting for the charge for this EMP blast. If we get another about 10 seconds, we could see the EMP blast going down on Lunatone's forces here. Lunatone putting down a second pylon. Going to be scouting out with this probe. Is going to see this bunker, and he knows it's going to be difficult. Now this, oh, the Marauder getting stuck out there with a force field. Guardian Shield coming down here. Going to help keep these units alive that much longer. Oh, look at that. I got a text message, and I am so popular. Not really,
he might warp in on the expansion.
Meanwhile, though, Lunatone
yeah, it's not really
is going to be.
This is not a good situation right now.
It's going to be kind of camping outside of Stellum's base because, I mean, why not? Now, meanwhile, though, we're actually Vision coming down here across this gap, and we do see a Zealot will be warped in here. Now, the single Zealot's going to apply pressure, forcing Stellumz to pull units off this front door. Are we going to see a simultaneous attack? I'm not sure. As this Zealot tries to get in here and try to dispatch these. Oh, there we go. That actually goes down. As the one SCV did go down, there we go. Guardian Shield up once again. These sentries and stalkers trying to apply some pressure on this front door, but I don't know if it's really going to be enough. Now let's take a look at the income tab here. We're seeing 39 to 30 with Lunatone. Oh, EMP blast going down right there. Force field just absolutely denying any sort of reinforcements right there. So all of those units at the bottom of the ramp being decimated right there, but only one sentry left with enough for a force field. So right there, nice use of the EMP, but we did see that Ghost go down, and it was very expensive. We take a look at the loss tab. Stellumz not in a very good position right here, as he really needs to break out of this. If we go back to the income tab, like I was pointing out earlier, oh, there we go. Actually, a little bit of engagement right there. Going to be denying this pylon its existence as those force fields show up there as well, simultaneously trying to apply some pressure on the bunker. So going to be losing this Marauder there because it was trapped with the tree, but nothing too terrible here. So now, if I can focus for half a moment on this income tab, we're seeing PKM Lunatone run away as far as the probe count goes. 51 to 38. Now, that's only a 13 difference here. Now it's 14, but we also have the technology coming out of Lunatone. It's really going to allow him to do a lot of damage to Stellumz. Now, Stellumz is getting a starport right now, and this is going to be crucial for his continued existence, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. We do see the factory here throwing down a reactor. If I'm a betting man, I'm going to sit there and say that they're going to do a bounce right here, and he's going to be switching over for Vikings, because he knows in the metagame, you know that these Colossus are coming. That's how he's going to be able to break this bunker. That's how he's going to be able to get on the high ground. And if Blink was actually being researched by Lunatone, that's how he gets his Blink Stalkers up there. Now, that's not necessarily the case, but... Oh, that poor Marine is about to get trounced. Actually, a move order! Haha! So he gets a couple of pot shots off, but he's so dead. And getting trampled right there as well. So, getting a little teabaggage there, Stalker style. So, we do actually see Stellumz poking around a little bit here. We'll be killing this pylon. And it does look like the forces of LunatonePKM will be moving up here, looking to engage. Force fields denying the retreat. Stimming. Another force field will be sealing off everything right here. So, splitting this army in half and wiping it out. Taking a look at the losses tab, Lunatone is just continuing to dominate as far as the losses go. Very efficient here, and he still has the economic lead as well. So right now, Lunatone in a great position here, looking to apply some pressure as the Thermal Lance upgrade has completed, and this bunker is about to be in a lot of trouble as that sentry just barely getting away. Another command center actually being built here by Stellumz. So Stellumz looking to go ahead, get there. And here we go. Vikings have entered the field. 2 of them up in the air. 2 medevacs on the way as well, as we see the Colossus sitting there trying to ping away at those. The Colossus forced back as these Stalkers try to get in the face of these Vikings. Now these Vikings, here we go. It's going to be a little bit of a tap dance here, keeping it to where, you know, we don't want to allow these Colossus to get in range of the Vikings, but you're also going to want to use these Colossi in a harassment manner, not allowing Stellumz the peace of mind to continue whatever the hell it is that he wants to do. And so I'm surprised that Lunatone is actually backing up. I really am, because he's done such a great job so far sitting, just camping outside the front door, just applying that psychological pressure here. Meanwhile, though, he is taking the high ground. More pylons are down for reinforcements. We have 2 Nexus coming down as well. So Lunatone continuing to macro it up here. Stellumz really needs to break out, really needs to do a lot of damage. Now, we have a lot of Marauders on the field here. We only have 2 medevacs and 2 Vikings in the air as well. So not going to be super heavy, not going to be able to deal with these Colossus that well. But here we go. Vikings actually getting a little ballsy, moving in front of this.
Oh my
now,
gosh.
of course, they're going down, denying those units the retreat right there. Guardian Shield coming down as well. So about 3 or 4 Marauders going down right there. And Stellumz really needs to engage
this is not good.
Lunatone on his terms. And here we go. Stem coming down. Force fields trying to deny any sort of retreat. But there's a lot of Marines, a lot of Marauders right here. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough, though, as these Vikings continue to ping away. 1 Colossus will be going down, but another one will be showing up here as the entire army of Stellumz getting mopped up right there. Only a couple of medevacs in the air right now. The bunker sitting here. Bad rally here for these Marauders, giving hugs to those Stalkers. That's not what you want to do. And we have LunatonePKM in the main base of Stellumz, and Stellumz in a lot of trouble. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to come back from this. He's got a couple of Marauders, as all of his racks are trying to sit here and pump out Marauders. These Marauders very robust and very apt at dealing with it, but it's not going to be enough, as we see Stellumz, GG, and Maryland will be taking the first game here, led by LunatonePKM, so grats to him. Great game